Let's do the getting started for this lesson. Rollin', rollin', rollin'. If we're gonna take a cube, a die, and roll it, and then we take a second one and roll that one, let's talk about the probabilities that can happen from adding up or summing up. In fact, getting a 5 in the first number and getting a 1 in the second number, when you add them, that gives us a 6. And so all of the possible combinations or arrangements of rolling a die and then rolling a second one, all of those can be carried out in the table, and then we can talk about their sum, so adding them up. Really, rolling the first one, then rolling a 4 for the second one is a sum of 5. A 2 and then a 3 is also a sum of 5, but it could reverse. You could roll a 3 as your first roll, and then roll a 2 as your second roll, and that would also be another arrangement of 5s. In fact, there are 4 different ways to get a sum of 5 from rolling 2 dice. Continuing to fill out the table, there's definitely a pattern, and the pattern's not terribly complicated, but once you see it, it allows us to start making probability predictions. What is the likelihood of something showing up when we roll 2 die? Like, what if I rolled a 5 first and then I rolled a 1 second? Well, how likely is that? And other scenarios that can happen. Let's go to the first question. Suppose event A is rolling a 5 on the first roll and then rolling a 4 or less on the second roll. Determine the probability of A and B. Now, just a reminder, the use of the word and right here still means intersection. So, and intersection, we're going to see the combination of both of these things happening at the same time. So, what is the probability of rolling a 5 on the first roll? That's 1 out of 5. And then rolling something, so it's a 5 first. Actually smush that fraction in there. I don't want it to go right there. I want it to go at the end. All of the cells in row 5 represent rolling a 5 first. So that's all of these. I'm going to highlight it. All of these represent rolling a 5 first. What is the probability of rolling a 4 or less on the second roll? Well, a 4 or less is this one, this one, this one, or this one. So that's all of these. Getting a 4 or less, that's a 2/3 chance of that happening. So all of the columns from 1 to 4 are representing rolling a 4 or less on the second roll. If we combine them, this needs a little bit of like outlining. If we combine them, then maybe we need to start looking at like our restriction, like what are we restricting our picture to? So what is the probability of rolling a 5 first and a 4 or less? So it's the probability of a 5, 1 out of, I wrote 5, it should be 1 out of 6. What am I thinking? Sorry, correction, you probably saw it, you're yelling at me already, but I fixed it right now. And a 4 or less, so 2/3. And if you do 1/6 times 2/3, I hope you know the 2's and the 6's can reduce to 1/3. And then multiply straight across 1/9. There is a 1 out of 9 chance, or roughly 11% chance, that you will roll a 5 first and then roll a number that is 4 or less on the second roll. Not likely, but more than likely than you might expect. We're going to continue talking about probabilities, conditional probabilities, combinations of probabilities, the idea of and, or, in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you on page 847.